Welcome to David Kane College Horizon Pods. In this podcast today, we're going to look at the boarding facilities of the college. And today I have with me two representatives, of the school. And I'd like you first to introduce yourselves so everyone knows who you are, where you come from, and what you're studying.
Hello, I'm Baran.
Hello, I'm Kristina.
So we're both studying at David Game College. I'm gonna start with myself. I am 18 years old. My nationality is Persian, so I'm in Iranian, and I study physics for the maths and computer science, and I'm aiming to study AI-related subjects in the university in computer science. And I'll let my friend to introduce herself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kristina. I'm 17 years old. I'm now doing my second year of A-levels here at David Game College, and I'm doing psychology, maths, and business. I aim to study marketing in university.
Excellent. Lovely. Good. Now, tell me, when you decided to come to the college, how did you approach the boarding facilities? How did you think of where you wanted to stay? And how did you make that decision to stay in our beautiful boarding facilities?
So, firstly, I'm the oldest member of the boarding house, so I've been there for 3 years. And the thing that I wanted to go to the boarding started from when I was 15. They wouldn't let me to stay in accommodations, and it was really not that safe to be there. So my parents were looking for somewhere safe for me to be there as an under 18 person. So we chose David Game College because not a lot of colleges had the boarding facilities that time, and the location and the education system of David Game was good on the social media. So we chose David Game, and then we saw that it has boarding facilities, so we started to choose David Game. That's why we went
Lovely.
here. Yeah.
And you, Kristina?
For me, I agree with Baran. My parents were concerned for my safety when it came to accommodations. That's why we chose a boarding house. And when I first saw a picture of David Game College boarding house, I immediately fell in love with it because I think it just looks like a normal modern apartment, which really kind of caught my attention.
Very, very good. And the facilities, obviously, were what you were looking for, yes?
Yes.
Very, very good. Excellent. And as a boarder, tell me a typical day in the life of a boarder.
So the thing is that we wake up at 7:30. The house parents wake us up if we don't have an alarm on, so they make sure that we are awake, and then we go to the school. By 9, so 8 to 9, we have morning roll call. We have to attend to the breakfast, but they have to do the roll call because it's the system and it's for the safety, safeguarding things. And then after that, we go to the school. We attend to our classes. Sometimes we do have a class and sometimes we don't, but we're not allowed to go back to the boarding house because the boarding house is closed from 9 to 4 p.m. So we have to go to the college. We either study or we attend our classes. Then from 4 to 6, we go to our rooms if we wanted to because the boarding house is now opened.
Mhm.
Then 6 to 7, we have dinner time. We eat our dinner. And then I missed, I think, the lunch part, which is from 12:30 to 1:30.
No problem. Yes?
Also,
The important part,
the
isn't it?
important part, yeah. And our food is really good, to be honest. I'm being so honest now. The food is good.
Yeah, I agree with Baran. The food is amazing.
It is amazing, though. Yeah.
Yeah, and regarding the food, tell me, are you involved in the menu and do you get involved with the chef and so forth?
Our chef is the most amazing person in this whole college. I'm being honest.
So he's better than Mr. Dalton.
I'm not talking about those things. I think Kristina should.
I know. That's right.
Right. I
So-
think that we have a boarding food council, and all of the boarders, they can speak to these people and tell them what they like about the food, what they dislike, and sometimes we even have surveys of what foods we want to be in the cafeteria. And it surely has developed from last year, because last year it was more of like less options, let's say, but now they have like brought in even more cultural foods. Like sometimes we have Chinese food and sometimes even like Slavic food, which is great.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice. And well, I'm glad to hear that you enjoy the food. Yeah, and you're never hungry, are you? So tell me, what are the advantages of being in boarding, and how does it help you with your studies?
I think that it's helpful because you kind of live with the people that are in your classes. So whenever you're kind of struggling with a topic, you can always reach out to your friends, or even if it's not like the same subject that you're doing. For example, me and Baran, even though some of our subjects do not match, we always go and sit down and study together during study time because it motivates us, and we do help each other with revising as well. So that's really helpful.
Yeah, because from 7 to 8 is compulsory study time. So people from GCSE, they have to study in front of the house parents. And if you're A level, you have to study with your friends or alone in your room. They come and check and make sure that you're studying. And we go on the bridge. It's a communal place where people can come and communicate and even do fun stuff. But we go on the bridge and study maths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, an important subject, huh?
Yeah.
Really good. And has it helped you to build friendships?
Yes, definitely. I feel like the boarding house is a great space to make friends because like we're all together in one place and we're always doing fun activities like Fun Thursday, where the house parent brings us different activities and you get to know a lot of people during activities like those. For example, we also have field trips, and I think I've met almost all of my friends on those field trips when I first started off up in boarding, because it was like a fun thing to do together and it just kind of brought us into friendships.
Very, very good. And you mentioned about some trips that you may go on. I assume some are college trips, academic related. And what about the weekends? Do you do anything over the weekends at all?
Yeah, every weekend, on Sundays or Saturdays, we go on trips, which are not really academical. They're for fun, so people can interact with their friends. They can go there, and they pay for the trips. So any activity that we do, they pay for it, and then we either go to historical places or like fun activities. Sometimes we go to theme parks, and
Oh, very, very nice. Very, very nice. And well, that's good. Well, do you also have any sporting activities that you do as a boarding house or?
we have clubs in the college. So if anyone wants to do a specific sport, we have like all of them actually. We have all of the sports, like the popular ones. So you can join the club and then go to the head of sports and clubs, Mr. Kelly. Then he can arrange it for you and go to do any sports. It's for all of the students, not only boarders.
Excellent. Very, very good. I can see that you're enjoying it, and boarding life obviously can also provide you with experiences as well, yeah? And what memorable experience can you think of that you've had over your 3 years here, and Kristina, yours?
I think it's the fact that you're kind of living with your friends. So that's really fun, and you kind of get to spend a lot of quality time with them, and it just builds a lot of memories. I think I also have a lot of memories with the house parents and our school teachers as well. I really enjoy their company, and they always kind of help us with everything that we do, whether it's academic or like even personal life.
Very, very good. And have you seen that not only yourselves but others in the boarding house, does it help you with becoming independent as well?
Definitely.
Hmm.
Definitely. I think the path of independence starts from the boarding house. If someone wants to be independent, I would suggest boarding life, because you're not living with your parents. and you're just studying, and their house parents helping you out, so you're not lonely. There is someone who is taking care of you, but is not your parents. So it's the start of building your independence, and I think it is the most important thing in life.
Very good. Do you have anything to say, Kristina, on that?
Yeah, I think you build a lot of good habits from being in the boarding house, like getting up early, kind of time management, so being on time everywhere, which is really important in later on life. And you also kind of have a responsibility over yourself. So you need to change your bed sheets, do your laundry, basically all of like household chores, and you need to make sure that you're clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They check our rooms to be clean, and if they're not clean, we are gated.
See?
Yeah.
Very, very good. Well, I think that's good preparation for the reason that you've come here is to go to university.
Yeah.
So do you think that boarding as well as the college it has and is equipping you for university life?
It is definitely. I think the first step is being independent, like doing your academic stuff on your own, and then I think is the pre-university challenge for you to prepare for university. So I think for us, university is like such an easy path to go to.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think that it kind of gets you ready for living alone, because there are like some challenges that you could go into, like managing your time and like being late and studying at the same time. So it's like a very chaotic life, and I just feel like the boarding house prepared me for it fully.
Well, that's really good, because I think it's so important, because university life, as you'll find out, will be much easier for you, being more independent than a lot of students who are in different scenarios. But what advice would you give to a new student who is thinking of coming to board here? What messages would you give to the parents or students about the important experiences that you faced, so they know, oh, this is the place to come?
I think if they're really aiming to be independent and to be successful and to rely on themselves, starting from a young age, it is much easier to build this up. So it is a little bit hard at first, but then as time goes on, it gets much easier, and it's much easier to start it from like 15 years old or like 16 years old, and then to start from 20 years old and to be independent and to go to university. And I think is the right path. What do you think?
I agree. I think it's definitely hard in the first kind of month, but after you get used to it, I think it's wonderful. And I think even though you kind of go through a bit of a challenge at the start, it's definitely worth it, because all the memories you make and all of the new like skills and habits that you gain from it, they overcome the challenge that you have to face.
Oh, very, very good. We're nearly coming to the close of it. Time has passed very, very quickly. I wanted to ask you, in one sentence, how would you describe your own boarding experience?
It is an independent heart, wonderful and challenging time, and it's really worth it.
I completely agree. I think it's like going on a roller coaster of emotions, but in the end, it's kind of worth it, because it's like the happiness you feel of like accomplishment and even making like lifelong friends. I just think it's great. I
It's
enjoy
great.
it. Yeah.
It's the time that you will never forget in your life.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that you've got so many friendships which you'll never forget, even though you might go to different universities, I imagine. Yes?
Because you live
Lovely.
together. Like
Lovely.
as young people, as kids, you're living together with your friends, and it's wonderful.
Well, thank you very, very much for being on the podcast. And I'm sure you're going to be very successful. I can see that you're both very focused, and you have your goals, and you will achieve them.
Thank you.
For more information on all of our courses and any topics discussed in today's podcast can be found on davidgamecollege.com. Thank you to all our listeners. Thank you.
Thank you.